Shalom. 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 First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Harakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS de Ruel, and peace and salutations to the elect of the true nation of Israel, Yasharallah. Quick lesson, man, on the topic of IUIC's, madness, what they've been saying, on their breakdown of, Gog and Magog, because they were having a debate with Ron Dalton and his bugged out self, talking about the so-called white man is Japhet when he's really the Edomites, just because in the land of Gog and Magog, which is Russia, all right, just because white people are living there right now doesn't mean those people are Japhet, all right, because of because in that precept it talks about Tubal in the tribes of Japhet, but that precept is talking about these times, talking about now in a future tense, okay. And what people live in that part of the land right now, Edomites, and those Edomites they drove out, all right. They pushed those Japhites to the islands, all right, Hawaii and the islands in the Pacific and the edges of the earth, all right, Tasmania and the Aborigines, and whatnot, all right. So right now, Edomites are living there. Doesn't mean those are, the descendants of the ancient people that used to live there, man. All right, it's just using that land, all right, which used to be named after Japhet, the tribes of Japhet, because they used to dwell there. Doesn't mean the modern day people that live in that land are Edomites, all right. If you get my drift, just because Edomites live there right now doesn't mean they're Japhet. White people are living there now doesn't mean that they're Japhet, all right. But how do you say it? IUIC said that they said the right thing, as in that's talking about the Edomites, and whatnot, and the heathens, but they said that that's a prophecy that's going to come after the 1,000-year reign of the kingdom of heaven, and then the heathens, the scripture, they say that they're bringing out the after 1,000 years the devil shall be let loose for a little season and whatnot. They're saying that that's going to happen after the kingdom of heaven. No, we're in that time right now where the devil, is let loose for a little season. We're in that little season right now, okay? It's not going to happen after the kingdom of heaven. No, man, okay? The kingdom of heaven, which is going to come very soon when the Lord returns his second time, is going to be an everlasting kingdom, Nate. You should know this, man. I'm about to bring out hella precepts, Lord willing, man. Mr. Nate, Bishop Nathaniel, but I'm gonna bring it out. I'm gonna prove to you that the kingdom of heaven is going to be a forever kingdom. Yeah, it's gonna be 1,000 years and beyond. All right. Daniel 2:44 says, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven, Yahweh, set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So you're wrong, Bishop Nate. All right. That precept that you brought out, the devil shall be let loose after 1,000 years, is not talking about the 1,000 years in the kingdom of heaven. All right. It's talking about the 1,000 years of peace that happened. All right. In the medieval times, man. All right. When Rome fell, the Edomite Roman Empire fell, and then the Jake ruled after that. Okay. And the world was at peace for roughly 1,000 years. And then bang, Esau was let loose for a little season, and we're in that little season right now. All right. That little season is not going to happen in the kingdom of heaven after 1,000 years. All right. You're wrong, Nate, Bishop Nate. And the kingdom of heaven shall not, the kingdom, it says the kingdom, what kingdom? The kingdom of heaven shall not be left to other people. All right. So once we're in rulership, once the kingdom of heaven comes, bang, we're going to stay in rulership, joint heirs, joint rulers, side by side rulers with Yahweh Shai forever. All right. Nobody's going to overtake us. All right. But it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Do you hear that? Did you read that last word? Those last few words, Bishop Nate? Stand forever. What's going to stand forever? The kingdom, all right? The kingdom of heaven, all right? What's the other precept, man? Daniel 7:18, it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom, all right, this world, all right, and possess the kingdom forever and ever. All right. 1 Chronicles 17:9. It says, also I will ordain a place for my people Israel, okay, and will plant them, and they shall dwell in their place, and shall be moved no more. So you're wrong, Bishop Nate, okay, saying that the Edomites are going to be let loose and overtake us again, and we're going to be at war with them after 1,000 years reign with the Lord. No, man. Okay? No. That's not going to happen, man. It says, and shall be moved no more. Neither shall the children of wickedness waste them any more. You hear that, Nate? As at the beginning. So what are you talking about, Bishop Nate? What are you talking about? Isaiah 9:7, it says, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. So in the time of King David, man, you know that kingdom fell. So what kingdom is this talking about? The eternal kingdom, the everlasting kingdom, or the kingdom of heaven. Psalms 145:13. I wanted to start at 10, but I'm trying to make this quick. It says, thy kingdom, what kingdom? The kingdom of heaven is an everlasting kingdom. All right. Do you know what everlasting means? I'm not going to bring the definition out, man. This is kindergarten, man. The kingdom of heaven is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Bishop Nate, what are you talking about? Revelation 11:15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord. So this is talking about when the kingdom of heaven is established, when the Lord Yahweh Shai returns. Bang, the kingdom of heaven. And it's going to be forever and ever and ever. And of his anointed, and he shall reign for how long? For just 1,000 years? No, forever and ever. Revelation 22:5. And there shall be no night there, and they need no candle. Talking about the kingdom of heaven. Neither light of the sun, for the Lord Yahweh giveth them light, and they shall reign forever and ever. How many evers and forever and evers, and how long and everlasting and forever and evers does the Lord have to say to prove to you, Nate, all right, that the kingdom of heaven is going to be an everlasting forever kingdom, man? Okay. Exodus 15:18. The Lord shall reign forever and ever. How long? Just 1,000 years? No, forever and ever. And that 1,000 years with the Lord, all right, that's just talking about us having these heathens build up our kingdom and be our slaves and our servants for 1,000 years. Then after that 1,000 years is up, we're gonna let loose the heathen nations, and Esau, the so-called white man, he's gonna be put into a big old ditch, and we're gonna burn off the so-called white man, Esau, Edom to extinction, and the scriptures say there shall be no more Esau remaining of the house of Esau. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up to. Let me get Obadiah first, and then I'm gonna bring that out. Obadiah 1:18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau, the Edomites, the so-called white man, which is a heathen nation, for stubble, which means they're going to be burnt up. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Do you hear that, Nate? There's going to be no more Edomites. So who's going to overcome us in the kingdom of heaven? Nobody. 1 Thessalonians 4:17. Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with the Lord. All right, this is talking about when the Lord saves us out of the nuclear missile destruction upon America, the 200 million nuclear missiles destroying America. All right, the Lord's going to beam us up, all right, into the chariots in the sky. All right, it says, then we which are alive and remain, talking about his elect, shall be caught up together with them in the clouds, talking about the chariots, to meet the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. Didn't say, so shall we be with the Lord only 1,000 years. Then the heathen's going to overtake us and go at war with us again. No, Bishop Nate. Daniel 2:44. I read that already, Salakia. I believe that's it, Akim. All right, yeah, that's it, Akim. Hope this was edifying to the elect. Just a quick lesson, man. Yeah, the kingdom of heaven is going to be forever. Yeah, there's going to be 1,000 years first, but that's just 1,000 years of the kingdom of heaven being built up and these heathens being our servants. Then after that, we're going to let them free into their own lands, and they're going to be living under the laws and commandments of the Lord, living in peace, all right? But the nation of Esau is going to be burnt up and done away with, okay? Hope this was edifying to the elect. No heathens are going to overtake us and come at war with us in the kingdom. It's going to be an everlasting kingdom with no end, okay? Shalom.